now it's over to Vivek Khatri and Reni Singh.
Meeting room or anywhere, and not at the press club conference room. So Reni Singh here, the author, the poet of Sacred Longings, is going to interact with me on her book, on her poetry, on maybe what she plans to do in the future. And before I ask her to read a few of her poems, I'm just going to ask her a couple of questions before that, and then maybe more questions along the way. First question, why poetry?
When poetry is a part of... Now, actually, I think
You have to use a separate one. I can't. Otherwise, I can't
No,
interrupt.
not yours, but I wish we had another one. Yes. Well, poetry is a part of my life. It's a part of my soul. It's a part of my spirit. It's the only way I know how to really express myself, my innermost feelings. So, that's the idea.
And the subject of divine love. I mean, poetry can be on varied subjects. There can be great poets writing about flowers, nature, beauty. Divine love is a very complicated subject to start.
Well, to me, I think it's the simplest subject, Vivek, because for me, everything is divine. I see divinity in just about everything, even the table and the chair, and it's the way I grew up. And I think it has something to do with the fact that I believe in birth and rebirth. I mean, this might sound a bit strange, but I used to wonder, even as a kid, I was much into divine love and divinity and God. And the Sufi concept. I mean, it was never religion. It was just about consciousness and nature around you, because I always sort of felt very connected to it. But as I grew, I realized I could go into my past. I could see myself in other lifetimes. And I saw that in many lifetimes I was preaching. I was always somewhere around the God concept. So I think it's probably like a filtering gun.
So what we're presupposing is that, and I agree with you, there, that everything that is in this world is connected to God.
Well,
However,
I think, sorry.
No, you go.
Everything is, well, what is God actually? It's a concept of consciousness, I would say. The highest force of energy. Since we're all forces of energy, I think God is the ultimate force of energy. And I think we are constantly just vibrating and reverberating in that energy. So to feel connected and to be able to express that connection, that's what divine love is.
No, I fully agree. I follow Paramahansa Yogananda, and he wrote The Divine Romance.
Yes. I hope I'm not sounding too spiritual. I mean, the whole problem is I have this whole spiritual thing very strong.
I don't think you need to apologize for sounding spiritual.
Even you do, Rani.
You don't need to apologize, because spirituality is part of our beings. It's part of your book.
Yes, you're right.
I mean,
We are already seeing a halo behind you.
Oh my God! Turning it the mood.
Why don't you read some of your poems and then we move on?
Okay. पानी रखते हैं यार, नहीं तो गला सूखेगा. Now one has come to a point के ऐनक लगा के पढ़ना पड़ता. When I wrote these poems, I was all of 20, and I mean, ऐनक was something I wouldn't dream of wearing. But what to do? Okay, the first one I'm reading here is Kindred Spirit. It's about youth. Those were my youthful days when I wrote this book. But they're still youthful days, but of a different kind. It says, yeah, age is a metaphor, we're not talking about it. The page number is 17. In all my wanderings, in my search for truth, I found myself squandering years of my youth. It was a distinct journey on a frolicsome path, and many times I wondered, did I ever incur the wrath of many folk around me? But then narrowly confined in social limitations, how could I ever find the truth? I lived along wondering, many a times floundering, in the follies of youth, until you came along, took my hand, looked long and hard into my very soul, and said, "Come, kindred spirit, let's you and I together try to traverse the path in search of truth." I waited, watched, and wondrously agreed. Speechlessly, I moved into the orbit with you. Then together, through many hours, traveling the stars, I started to search the meaning of life, the path to reach the truth this time, only just with you.
Very good.
Do we read?
Excellent.
Let's have a couple more.
Okay. This is a small one on page 28. It says, "Releasing me. Why don't we break the shackles free? Just seek release from within we." That's like from the we feeling, like who we are. And obligations to society. Actually, as a kid, I felt very strongly about this, that why do I have to do this? Why am I supposed to do this? I mean, when I'm not sort of feeling comfortable with a certain thing, why am I doing it? So I would feel very rebellious inside. But on top, of course, one was doing all the conformist things. But every time I would sort of feel that way, I would just go and pen down some verses, and then I would feel, okay, that's released. Now I can go and do whatever I want. I mean, whatever I'm supposed to, because I've done my bit on paper. So, most of these writings actually are of a time when I was going through that phase. Now I think I've come to a point where it really doesn't matter what anyone says, anyone thinks. It's all about me. You want to accept me the way I am? Damn good. You don't want to? Damn good. What do we have? Okay, this is called Intensity. Intense, this is page 84. Intense longings, wild desires, emotions playing on love's lyres, hearts in tune, hearing music, passion thronging, smoldering fires, are the beating of the pulses, warm and wild, deep impulses, raring emotions, deep intrusions, jumping joyously to conclusions. Feel the senses deeply turning, breathing gently, softly churning, turning madly, yet discerning, onward moving, on through time, between love's music and world's charm.
Really, there's a lot of depth in those poems which a 20-year-old often doesn't perhaps appreciate. So how come at 20 you could write this?
Well, I've thought about it now. Whenever I write, actually, I feel I transcend the time-space zone. I never live in any particular time. That's when the spirit resonates with the paper and the pen. And I always believe that we take the body as and when, and the spirit has no age. On a spirit level, I could be 5,000 years, you could be 3,000. And this body is just like a garment. I mean, it's my spirit's way of expressing itself and experiencing its adventure. Because I think we come on the planet to enjoy the planet and to enjoy all the things it has to give to us. And I've never been a Osho fan or anything, but one thing I do definitely agree with him, that we must never feel guilty about what we are doing or what we are desiring or what we want to do, because the mere fact that, firstly, I believe that the spirit takes birth on many planets. Like I believe that in the Guru Granth Sahib it says, Lakh agasa agas, lakh pata la pata. There are millions of universes, millions of planets, and millions of life forms happening there. And I feel that on this planet we come to learn the lesson of love, and that's one reason this book is about love, about divine love, about human love, where I feel there is no difference between two kinds of love. And not only this book, I have 6 other books coming with the sacred theme, and I hope everybody's going to want to see them. But they are evolving from this particular point. But I would say that maybe you find a level of maturity. I'm very happy about that. I thought it was one of, these were a set of poems that would appeal to the younger set because I think they are still at a level where I was experiencing my environment.
But you were fine.